This is where the fun begins.
All right, everyone. I am using, I don't know if that was a good intro or not. It's not letting me play clips very well and stuff. I'm using my phone's hotspot to connect with you. I need to go ahead and call our internet providers and see. It's working. It's working. I know. See what's going on with my internet providers. We've been having technical difficulties with them off and on through the week, and we're coming to the conclusion that, and they are too, that they're going to have to come out and service our connection here at the house, all the equipment and stuff like that. And so, yeah. So I don't know if there's going to be any clips I can play, how long this connection is going to hold through my phone. I do need to give them a call anyways to schedule this so that my future CAF chats will work just fine and dandy. So how are you guys doing? Hopefully this is not, I'm not roboting. If I'm sounding like a robot, at least you guys are getting the message here. And I am so sorry for the lateness and so sorry for the technical difficulties and the beautiful entrance, you know, of entrance clips of the channel of the show. It's so fucking crazy, you guys. I am like discouraged a little bit here. It's been a very, very long time since I've had technical difficulties for the channel, for CAF Chat, for any of my lives. And tonight, I'm supposed to be on with unadulterated Star Wars, going over Hero's Trial with John Gets Gaming, Scran, of course, on Pierre's channel, and myself. And so hopefully I will have everything resolved by then. I still want to do my CAF chat today, but I need to make this call to get them out here and stuff. So I might turn the CAF chat into something more of a Cantina Nights and have a discussion with you guys. Then we are getting into Anakin Solo as well. And I'm so freaking excited about that. I prepared some. And last night when I was preparing, the internet was okay. It was good. Got everything downloaded, all of that, and got my books of the week and what do you call it? LucasFacts ready to go. Let me see. I guess it is not unlimited. I guess not. We'll be there. Yeah. So we'll see how this goes today. I don't want to be here long, and I really don't want to stop what little connection I have here, but it's not going to be effective. It's not going to be the way I need it. Look at my intro. The beginning intro stuff didn't even really play through. Yeah. So postpone the show, get the issue sorted, and come back more powerful than ever. It's working. It's working. Yeah. And so I'm going to go ahead. We're going to do just a quick thing here, but I want to show you what I did so you guys can we'll still talk about Anakin later. Let me see if it'll let me share. There we go. So this is what I prepared. So all of his stats, everything. So proud of myself for this. Ready to go. And with even some Anakin Solo remembered, all of that. Yeah. So let's see here. Let me go ahead and remove that. You know what? Let's give this a try. Even if I can't play any clips or anything like that, let's just make this a short meetup when we're cringe factor not included because I'd have to share a screen from another browser. OG did that all by herself. I'm so proud. Thank you, Soul. Thank you, Soul Assassin. The Disney Loser shows wouldn't know what this is. The Solo Children, right? So let's go ahead and let me see if I could play clips here. So yes, you guys, hopefully you guys have your drinks or your CAF ready. It's going to be a shorter version, and let's see if this is how much we can last with this, and we'll get into just straight into Lucas books, Lucas book of the, or not Lucas books, book of the week, Lucas facts, and get into some of our lore talk. We'll see if we can do that. So we'll see if we can do that, and then I will get off. Then give my service provider a call, come in and schedule some time before I have to get on with live with Purist. All right. Let's see, got my gallon of water with me. That's great. Double A. I always recommend water when you wake up. Water throughout the day. So no matter what type of other drink you like coffee, for example, since we're here on CAF Chat, but always get your water in throughout the day. Always get your water in throughout the day. Other drinks are not necessarily hydrating. Some drinks will actually be diuretics. Like coffee is a diuretic, but we're not going to get into that history here. And I've talked about that before here. All right. So let's see if this clip plays. Let's get into the first bit of what this channel is about. Of course, no cringe factor day, probably not. So let's go ahead.
It's going to be great. That's going to be great. It's going to be great. That's going to be great.
Fucking played. I'm so happy. All right. So Lucas facts here. Everything ties into the topic of Anakin Solo. And this one does as well. One of the first introductions of Anakin Solo was Dark Empire, and his name was given in so I would say both. One's a mention and one's where he actually was in, and then the Jedi Academy is where his name came from first, and then Tom Veitch used it within the Dark Empire series after. So there's this connection between Jedi Academy and then with Dark Empire when it comes to Anakin Solo. So both of them were happening nearly around the same time as the Dark Empire was expanding on its lore and its stories and stuff. So it's very interesting, but this is not Lucas facts. This is the Lucas facts here. George Lucas told me personally that he loved it, Dark Empire. Some people had a problem with the bringing back the Emperor, but as I have explained elsewhere, we did that under George Lucas's direction, and then of course the source is underneath there. So there is that source right there, Dark Empire. So there's a lot of back and forth about, not a lot, but there is back and forth about like the validity of the EU after Disney, bought the company. There was never necessarily that talk when George owned the company. There were clarifications going on. Yes, don't get me wrong. There were some people who were like, is the EU really canon? But the EU was not canon. There was questions if it was, and the company would clarify that it was canon. It was a part of the larger story, the saga. And the EU was established long before Thrawn trilogy became a hit. That is what really solidified the work the company has been doing on documenting and keeping track of the continuity and slowly tying it together. That really solidified all of that together. I stopped reading MedStar 1 a few weeks ago. Sometimes I get burnt out, and I usually just reread the Revenge of the Sith novel or something on that level. Okay. I mean, we all have our reading styles. Hey, Abunas, how are you doing? I see all you guys. I didn't go in there in the chat and say hello to everybody, but I see every single one of you. Lucas Gearson, Soul Assassin, Conrado, all of you guys, Scran, all of you guys, thank you so much for hanging out and waiting for me through the technical difficulties. You guys are amazing. And so this is Lucas Facts here, and Tom Veitch, rest his soul, had his comic, Dark Empire, which was proposed to George Lucas as well by him, is the first installment from Dark Horse. um, within that within that within that new comic company that Lucasfilm brought in. So they discontinued using Marvel and began using Dark Horses. So Dark Horse. And so this was the first, the first, I would say novel, the first comics brought in to start with Dark Horses providing and continuing EU stories through the comics, Yeah. So waited. I was trying to start a fan, right? Because of the delay. I seen that. I was typing in through my phone into the chat, so I let you guys know what's going on. And I seen you in there. I seen your just mischievous way raising hell, Vato. Look at you. So let's see here. And so let's go ahead. Like I said, this is going to be a little shorter than what I planned, and no cringe factor. So I'm pretty sure you guys are happy. The cringe factor was going to get into Book of Boba Fett. Really, what's it called? I don't even have it in front of me. But it was something about Book of Boba Fett making the saga more interesting or more valid. I don't know. I forget how they worded the title. And so there you go. We are not going to get into that crap though. So not this time around, but I do want to get into these other bits. So let me see if I could play another clip.
CAF. Lots of it. For me and for the ready room. I have a feeling this mission is not one we can fly in our sleep.
That should have just been the entry from the beginning. That's how I felt this morning. Oh my goodness. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and play this one. It's a 2-minute one, and it's from our friend Matt Wilkins.
Someone asked me to give the best reason why someone should read the expanded universe. After giving it a lot of thought, here's what I have to say. The expanded universe respects the reader. In the expanded universe, Luke Skywalker's optimism continues where it left off in Return of the Jedi. He's fulfilled hope to the galaxy, just like Obi-Wan said he would, not like the Disney movies where he gave up on the Jedi or even the whole galaxy for that matter. The character you see in those movies is not Luke. Luke isn't a quitter. He's not a pessimist. He's a leader. He's inspirational. And he's always there for his friends in times of need. Another character is Han Solo. He's introduced to us in A New Hope as a loner, a man who cares only for himself and nobody else. But by the end of Return of the Jedi, that all turns around when he finally finds friends he can trust and a true love to spend the rest of his life with. And that's exactly what he does in the expanded universe. Han is a devoted husband and father to Leia and their kids. He loves his family above all else. In the new movies, Han turns out to be a selfish deadbeat dad who ran out on his family when things get tough. It's a complete 180 from the character that we saw from Return of the Jedi. Now, another thing the EU does is it rewards its readers. Attention to detail when it comes to continuity has never been done at such a level as when it was performed by the expanded universe. Avid readers will constantly be rewarded for their diligence as comics, novels, video games, and even children's books share connections throughout the entire series, making it almost a flawless, continuous story. And though it has its minor flaws, it's still the best overall story and continuity out there, period. That's what the EU does. It respects and rewards its readers. And that's the best reason you should give it a try. Long live the expanded universe.
Okay, I'm back. I got yeeted. I don't know if my clip stopped playing or not, or if it played all the way through. But yeah, I got yeeted. I'm using my phone service, and then it tried to connect to my regular internet service, and that's when I got yeeted. So I'm here, and it looks like I lost a lot of people after that. So let's go ahead and finish this up here. Crickets. Hello, darkness, my old friends. I like how all the Disney fans say the new canon is more relatable. It's not supposed to be relatable in our galaxy, y'all plebes. Or Disney might turn the DC. Oh yeah, let me see here. A lot of folks mistake Star Wars for an anthology when it is chronologically. Yeah, it's chronological. Yeah, it's one historical timeline. It's basically when you read through the EU, it refers to other different historical events that have affected the characters, or even has affected future events, like Battle of Jabim with Anakin, affected when Luke went to Jabim. So there's that connection there. It's a historical timeline. It's a single timeline as well. Yes, George said that it it parallels and goes in between the movies, but when you look at the whole context of it, there are EU stuff in the movies. There are basically the world building George used. And so it doesn't necessarily go in between now or intrude, because it has quote unquote intruded, because he has used it to link it together as one seamless historical timeline. Yeah, the anthology is Star Wars Visions, for example, who's Disney's canon, by the way. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our next thing here, and we'll get into our book of the week. What? I haven't seen Faye in this much trouble since she fell in, or OJ, or maybe saying OG, fell, and then to Nessa Shills. I had to get her out of that nightmare. You know I can battle my way out, right? All right, I'm back. Let's see here. Disney finally caught up to her. They trying to silence her, but we are the rebellion. We will not be silenced. Correct. We will not, and I will not, and I will. Let me see. Oh, there it is. Let's see here if I can just do a new screen. let's see if I can beat the system here. Let's see if I can beat the system here. All right, let me go ahead and take this off the screen. New screen, media present. Hello, everybody. I am here. Let's go ahead and see if I can go ahead. Oh, look at that. Hello. Okay. I am trying to keep track of this connection here, but let's see if I can play this. No. No, I guess not. Okay. All right. So since I can't play the clips, let's go ahead and do this one. Oh, shit. I spoke too soon. There we go. Come on, dude. I don't know if you guys... There we go. All right. So since I can't play my beautiful clip that I always love playing before I bring this up, Dark Empire is the book of the week. Again, it ties into our subject, Anakin Solo. Let's see here. Jocasta knew the blindest Jedi. She was all about her library. Hey, Star Wars Marvel purist, how are you doing? I only use Mandalorians to eradicate Jedi. There you go. I've been having technical difficulties. It's my internet server. I'm using my hotspot on my phone so we can get some stuff done here. And then when I'm done here, I will call and get someone out. We finally need someone out here to check our equipment ever since they went down on their end. There's still stuff that needs to be resolved. But with that being said, here is our book of the week. I couldn't play that I love so much, but hey, it is what it is. So script and story, Tom Veitch, art by Cam Kennedy, lettering, Todd Klein, cover art, Dave Dorman, and it was published in December 1991. And then this is the series, how it came out. Then February, April, June, August, and October 1992. And then the collection, May 1993. And the timeline is about 10 ABY. 10 ABY. Thank you so much, Little Assassin, for sharing the link for Dark Empire. I don't know why it's not letting me click you up here. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's see here. And those who are remaining with me through this very fun and chaotic live stream, thank you so much. You guys are appreciated. And I'm back. We're finishing up here. I'm done. But I wanted to get at least those two things out since they're being published on Twitter and my YouTube post here. So I'm back and we're finishing up here. Anakin Solo will be discussed next CAF chat, okay? And so be tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. Get things resolved so I can have a better stream with Pierce tonight. We are going to talk about New Jedi Order, Heroes Trial. All right, to finish this up, they got her again. Yes, they did. So to finish this up, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, highlighted Palpatine's desire for immortality, specifically mentioned how his master, Darth Plagueis, could manipulate the midichlorians to keep the ones he loved the most from dying. Veitch noticed this and liked how the film seamlessly foreshadowed Palpatine's cloning scheme in Dark Empire in his pursuit for immortality. So he's seen hints of this. Basically, what this means is he's seen hints of this within the OT, and he went ahead and then used this path of, the Emperor wanting immortality and included it in. And so that's one thing that was brilliantly done that really harkens to George using, and I'm not saying he got it from Veitch, but using the immortality, or that was his plan. And that it can only happen if there is ideas shot back and forth between the author and Lucasfilm, right? So Lucasfilm with Revenge of the Sith and Tom Veitch with Dark Empire, correct? And so there was a synergy going on here with the understanding and some communication with between author Lucasfilm and George Lucas as well. And what has been seen and hinted in the OT is basically what was revealed in Revenge of the Sith. And so there's that continuity connection. And not to mention Lucino's the lore master. He is as well. There's a lot of authors that did their homework, and it's very interesting and neat to see their efforts in wanting to maintain continuity and the influence that basically Lucasfilm had on them to make sure continuity was all connected into in one historical timeline. So with that being said, at least wanted to get these two out the gate here, since I already have them scheduled to be published on my Twitter and on my YouTube posts. And for those who, come in just to hate watch, here we go.
Bitch, sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Bitch, sit down.
Here we go. So we are going to end it here. Next week, I am looking forward to going over Anakin's history, what he means to the Skywalker family, to the historical timeline of when he was alive, everything that he accomplished, all of that. We will get in that discussion next week. So let's get hyped about this. I was so excited to do it today. Sorry, you guys. I don't want to keep getting booted out and coming back in. That's not, that's not what I want to go through with the show. I just want to be able to relax with you guys and chat. So if you have any questions about Anakin Solo or want to touch anything, points within his lifetime, keep that in mind for next week. I know, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm afraid CAF Chat will. The George Lucas at the end. I know, it's amazing. It's amazing. And so with that being said, you guys, thank you so much. Next week, Anakin Solo, and then we'll return back to still going over the timeline of New Jedi Order. I think that he's a character, he's beneficial to talk about because of his influence as a Skywalker and Solo, basically, and what he means to the family and to the lore, are basically to the events that happened in his lifetime and how he influenced and how others thought of him. And there's some interesting facts that I'm going to share as well. Little bitch, sit down. Yep, sit down. So thank you guys so much. Gonna go now, get my internet resolved. So catch me tonight on Star Wars Marvel Pierce channel as we talk about the New Jedi Order Heroes Trial. I'm freaking excited about that as well. So thank you guys again for tuning in and going through the motions of trying to stay connected, at least so I can touch bases with you and get a couple things out for CAF Chat. So with that being said, this is going to be a short one, and you guys are amazing. I can't wait to see you guys next week and even tonight on Pierce's channel. So I think it says 7 p.m. my time tonight. Pacific Standard Time. Go ahead and go to his channel and set the reminder. I'm in Pacific time zone. All right. With that being said, let me see if I can play anything, any exit here.
Another happy landing.